Okay, I did not go to my garage and put my pegs on or do any work out there, and here's why. My back is killing me. And two of the most comfortable seats I have are in my shop. So I'm in the knife shop. My other not comfortable seat is in the leather shop on that end of the trailer. So I'm going to do a little work on knives. I got my air conditioner on. And that's another thing. I do not feel like being hot. I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted because I've done a lot of work in the last few days. Yesterday afternoon was an extremely trying afternoon. Scary. I can say that now, but when you're in front of a bunch of people who, you're the only one that's not scared. No, my wife's not scared, but there was two other women there that get really panicky in bad weather, and that's not going to help. Tornadoes miss you, so it doesn't help to get panicky or worried or scared. Just concerned and informed. So yesterday afternoon was a very, very trying afternoon, and the danger didn't pass till late in the afternoon. And even in the morning, smart people like we are, we decided to go get groceries just as the hurricane rains were getting here. And poured all the way there, poured all the way back, poured while we were loading groceries. So anyway, that's the end of this video. I'm fixing to do another video, and I'm going to tell you a story. I've been debating on whether to tell you this or not, and I'm going to. But I will omit names. So, I just got done polishing. First, I had to sand all the rust off. We've had such a humid last couple of months. The table that I run my grinding jig across over there on my belt grinder, the table is just covered in rust. So I sanded all the rust off and then put a coat of wax on it. And now I cleaned the bottom of this up. This is my knife grinding jig. Cleaned the bottom of it up, and now I'm going to, I buffed these G10 strips. Now I'm fixing to clean this up with wax and buff it off. So, I debated on what I wanted to say about this, if anything. It's been several days now. Let me look through the viewfinder and see what you're looking at here. Okay. And, so I'm not going to be too specific. I'm not going to mention the name, but let me say this. Everybody who watches my videos knows that I do not work on other people's knives for one reason. If I screw them up, I can't replace them. Now, I offer to work on my own knives that I've made for free because if I screw them up, I can make another one. So everybody knows that, and nobody asks me to violate my principles, except one guy. A few days ago, I sold a knife to a local person. Now, this person has informed me that they've unsubscribed from my channel, so there's no chance he'll see this, unless he's stalking my channel incognito. Well, I meet this guy, about 50 miles from my house, and bring the knife and sell it to him. As I'm leaving, he says, "I know you say you don't do this, but I want you to do something for me." And then he proceeds to bring out some knives that he wants me to work on. And I said, "Well, I don't do this. I mean, you just said it. And I don't do it for a reason." I explained to him, just in case there's a chance he didn't know the reason. And he was insistent to the point that it was intimidating and bullyish. And he's a big guy. So probably not a lot of people say no to him. But I was as insistent to not do it as he was, Yeah, he became somewhat aggressive and intimidating. Well, look, this is all I want you to do. He kept saying things like that, with me saying, I don't do that. I don't do that. What kind of person knows you have a set of principles and insists that you violate them? I was so mad that this guy, who we were on somewhat of a friendly term, what kind of a friend would try and intimidate you into violating your principles and not take no for an answer several times? That is not somebody who you would want to call a friend. Now, the more I think about it, I think the guy is some sort of bizarre cult leader. Well, that's not the end of that story. The next day, I come home. Well, that day, I left on my motorcycle, shifting pretty hard. I was pissed that anybody would know that I don't do that, know why I don't do that, and continue to insist I do that. Work on somebody's knives. And I left pretty mad. And I thought about it all night. Told my wife about it. Told a couple of friends about it. And so the next morning I did a video. That was the video. I do not work on other people's knives. Just in case there's anybody that doesn't understand that or why. I think it's a reasonable and responsible thing not to take somebody else's knives and possibly screw them up. Well, not long after I did that video, I'm talking within 20, 30 minutes, I get this email, novel length email, telling me what a blasphemer I am. This guy claims to be a Christian. I think he's some kind of bizarre cult leader, because only cult leaders try to get people to violate principles and manipulate them. And that's what this guy was doing, trying to manipulate me into doing something he clearly knew I did not want to do. So the next day, he sends me this very lengthy email. I didn't even read it, I skipped over it. But I read enough of it to realize that the guy is a controlling manipulator, and he uses religion to control people, insult people, attack people, and that's what he did. He attacked me using Christianity, and that's what I call fake Christianity. People who are really Christians, number one, wouldn't demand that you violate your own principles knowing why you have those principles. That's not a Christian thing to do. And I shared that email with several people because I wanted them to see what kind of a loon I got to deal with on a fairly regular basis. That's just one. There's more. But everybody I sent that email to read it and said, oh, this guy's scary, man. There's something wrong with him. Stay away from him. So now you know, if I wake up dead in my sleep. Anyway, I just thought I'd tell you that story. Now, let me take you out of here, turn you around. Okay, that feels pretty good. It's a little sticky right here. I'm gonna buff that up just a little more. I think it'll be all right. Okay. So this is what I have to work on. These are what I have restored, but no sheaths. Actually, there's a couple of sheaths in there, and a couple of them are really, really good shape. Here's what I got. This, I just got done looking at this. It's not going to need a lot of work. That is a nice little sheath. and I forget who this is, but this is, I got probably 20 different knives here, and I stopped. Oh, Western, it's a Western. Come on. I think that's 648. So I've got 3 hatchets here. 1, 2, 3. This is a Western. And is that a Western also? Yes, it is. And is that a Western? It is, because I got the knife that goes with it, and that's that knife. So I've got all these to restore. These sheaths are good. I have some rivets. I'm going to do a real good job of restoring the leather. This needs to be resewed. This I bought some of these rivets to replace the one that's missing. And you know, I can clean these up and make them real nice. And these are original sheaths, so I'm happy with that. This is a really nice little knife, Koolaid, I believe. I read a little bit about it, but I've already forgotten what I read. Made in USA. And sharp, dear Lord, that is sharp. I'm gonna have to be careful. And then the rest of these, I'm gonna get them all. I forget the name of this. It's some bizarre name that I've never heard of. And I'll make a sheath for that. Let's see if I can zoom in. Yeah, that's Folmberg Uskiltuna. I don't think there's anything on this side. No. Anything up here? Nope. Interesting blade. And this is like, oh, they have a name for these blades, and I did something really stupid. It came with a really nice sheath, but what did I do when I opened the package with a razor blade? You know. I cut the sheath right down the center, and I tried gluing it back together and made it look even worse, so terrible. But I can make a sheath for it. And I just got all the shellac off the handle. I don't know the name of this. It's a weird name, and then it's got some writing on the hand. I don't know if that's a person's name engraved or, oh, Finland. That says Finland. Something, I can't read it. But I'm gonna sand this a little bit more, take it home tonight, and put some true oil on it. So anyway, that little incident, it really affected me. I've mentioned this before, that after this last surgery, when I came out of the hospital, something had changed in my brain. I just cannot deal with stress. I mean, even when people tailgate me, I pull over, I let them go. Even just the simple common stress of being tailgated, it is affecting me far, far greater than stress has ever affected me. And I don't know what happened. I wish I could change it, because I don't want to feel this level of stress. And that little incident with the cult guy, the intimidating manipulator, that lasted for a couple of days. I thought about it at night and woke up thinking about it, and my wife said, you gotta move past this. This is not good for you, and it's not. So I've told you about it, and you don't meet these kind of people often, thankfully. But you do have to keep in the back of your mind that these kind of people are dangerous. They're not meek, mild Christians, unquote. And Christians who claim they're Christians and do everything but Christian-like things, like hold a job, and that's just one of them. Anyway, okay, that's it. That's all I can think of. I'm gonna piddle around out here a little bit, and maybe work on some of these knives some more. This knife, it was done, and then I got a closer look at it, and I just can't leave them scratches in that blade. There was somebody that wanted this when I was done. But I'm going to try to, I don't know what somebody put on this, but my God, that is some like 60 grit scratches right there. So I'm going to try with some 120. And it's going to be a lot of work because, you know, if I got to go all the way down to 120, that's a whole lot of grits I got to bring up to 400, 600. All right, let me get this in the vise. See what I can do to it. The rest of it's nice. I could cleaned it up and buffed it out and sanded the scratches out of the pommel and the finger guard and what is that? 48 B 4 F48. Geez, what is that? F48B. Yeah. Okay. All right, I'm going to try to forget about that little incident. It's still bothering me that somebody could be, you know, I don't know the exact word to use, but it's shocking, appalling, and of all the damn gall. Oh yeah, he called me a blasphemer because I said things like, oh my God, or good Lord, stuff like that, and that's blaspheming. That's the kind of person I'm talking about. That's the kind of person that sent me that email. That's what he said, that I'm a blasphemer because I say, oh my God, or good Lord, or Jesus Christ, look what happened here. You know, those kind of things. And I don't say GD, which I think that's blaspheming. But anyway, I'm going to try to move past this. And weirdo, if you do watch this video, do not ever contact me again. Don't send me any email. Don't try to leave a comment. Just move on and forget about me. I want to get past this and never see or hear from you again. You got issues, and I do not want to deal with them. And I don't deserve this kind of stress from you or anybody. All right, you ready for this? 65-year-old muscle. That is not bad for an old man. And I'm telling you, it's sanding these knives is what makes my arms strong. And, you know, digging holes, but mostly sanding these knives. It's all shoulder and upper. I mean, it doesn't matter because I can't lift anything because of my back, but my arms are still strong. And I feel good about that for my age. Well, it's looking better. I'm going to use one more piece of sandpaper and whatever's left after that. Here, maybe you can see this better. Better. They're not gone, but they're better. And the reason I don't want to get too aggressive is because it's a thin blade, and I don't want to sand, you know, the blade away. The other side looks good. It wasn't as deep. The scratches weren't as deep as they were on this side. Let's see if I can. There we go. They're about 50% better. And I think one more sheet of paper and they'll be about 90% better. I can't do anything about these. These are too deep here and on the other side. Same thing, coupled at the end. But the blade itself is looking pretty good. Some up here. I mean, this is a very old blade. Probably, I'm going to guess, but pre-1970, probably somewhere in the 60s, mid-60s, perhaps late 60s. So, you know, it's got some age on it. And I don't think so much it's abuse. I think it's people actually using the knives for what they were intended to be used for, daily stuff. So this side is done. I'm going to rebuff it. I'm going to use one more sheet of that sandpaper here, and whatever is left after that, I'm just going to buff it out and leave it in there. It deserves some of its earned character. I don't believe this was abused because, you know, it wasn't in terrible shape. The handle didn't look like it had been used to hammer nails in or anything like that. Just age and use. Alrighty, one more piece of sandpaper. I'll buff it out and I'll show you what it looks like. My goodness, this day went by fast. Okay, I'm happy with that. That come out really, really nice. I mean, it's still got some minor pock marks, but those deep scratches are gone. Okay. This one is going with that pile into the leather shop. And next I'll work on these. I don't know when I'm going to get back to working on that fence. That's what's killing me. I may have to give my back a couple of days off. And what is today? Wednesday? Tuesday. So Friday I've got a Patriot Guard thing I'm going to do. I'll tell you about it. It's a veteran that was buried in 2020, but his headstone, his family bought a headstone through the VA, and the headstone never made it to his grave, and his headstone was found under an abandoned trailer. How this came about, I do not know, but his headstone's been found, and the Patriot Guard is going to place it on the man's grave. After some research, they found his grave. And they connected with the stepson who was responsible for getting the headstone made through the VA. And then from there, who knows what happened. So it's probably not going to be a whole lot of finger pointing because that's not what we're about. So Friday I'll be doing that. And I don't know about Saturday, Sunday. So I really want to get that fence finished, but I'm no good to anybody, including myself, without my back getting better, and I've got to give it a chance to get better. All right, have a good one. We'll see you again. All right, I put the first coat of True Oil on that. I'll let it dry, sand it back down to bare wood, and then probably 2 or 3 more coats. This is for sale. Anybody wants this? Throw me an offer. Just add $10 for shipping. I didn't clean off the blade yet. It's in pretty good shape for its age. This is Coyote, made in Providence, Rhode Island. USA made, and this is carbon steel. This is not stainless, so you'll be able to sharpen this and keep an edge on it. And I've done nothing except polish it up a little bit. I want to put some leather preservative on the sheath. The sheath is in excellent condition. No rips, no tears, good sewing, nice edges, nothing torn in the back. It has definitely been carried, so somebody loved this knife. And it's sharp. I'm not going to touch it. It's that sharp. I mean, I'm not going to add anything to it. It's sharp enough that I can't improve it. It's like a buck knife. And I think they made this to compete with buck. God, I can't do this. I need 2 hands to do it. There we go. Whatever you want to give me for this, just add $10 for shipping, because that's what it cost me to ship it. This is my smallest box right here. You know, fold it up, and that's $10, and I only ship priority because it comes with insurance. Okay, that's it for me today. Have a good Wednesday, y'all.